Yeah, you can tell I've changed the I've changed my chart color again. Molos is be messing with your mind there. Price did not print any valid setup for me to long this market, but guess what? I longed on the 1 hour, and I don't even know exactly the 1 hour to start with. I just happened to add the daily and then the 1 hour key time. Or it make a lament self. This video is about how I traded this week, my emotions, decisions on the fly. Okay, this is GBP USD Monday, 13th of July 2026. Okay, starting from the weekly analysis, you can tell that price took this range low and then did not close below the low wick of this candle. More like it made more like a rejection with a body close inside the wick. So meaning we are probably targeting the range high, which is this one here, as our main draw on liquidity. So fast forward to last week closed above the wick of the previous week's candle, meaning it's showing bull intentions. If you can see, you see that it didn't close like this one did. This one closed above it while leaving an order block. So potentially, even if price is going to come down to this FVG, we have high chances of it continuing to the upside. So this is for the weekly. On the daily, I have nothing much on the daily. The only thing I have on the daily is, okay, within the daily price action, you can see that price gave a change in state of delivery here, mitigated it and then delivered to the upside, and printed an AVG, and is also delivering from the FVG too. So this low right here is the previous week low, the week that we just came out from, last week's low, and this is last week high. So this is that weekly FVG that price left. Remember this weekly FVG, we're anticipating a long continuation from this place. So this is for the daily, nothing much. I don't trade the daily just to get a sense of what is happening on the daily. And if you watch too, price Friday gave a massive rejection to the downside after taking this high and this high too. So it was more like a very big rejection. So going down to the 4 hour now. The 4 hour in this sense, this was Friday. This happened on Friday. So Friday, this happened on Thursday. And if you watch closely, you see that price intentionally did not close above this high. Price intentionally closed below, signifying to us that yes, so this rejection is more like very, very, very much valid. So when you see a rejection like that after taking a particular high or a low, you have to observe that is the reason why this order block here did not hold. So any confirmations I got on the Friday was more like invalid. So that aside, now price printed another block on Friday, and then today being Monday, price opened with a gap down. Price didn't print a high, it just opened and then gapped down to print a low and then close. And then watch the closure of this particular 21 o'clock candle, the 9 a.m. candle, the 9 p.m. candle. Price took the low and rejected to the upside. This is even in as much as price left an FVG here. This FVG is kind of low probability since price rejected all the way to the upside. Price didn't reject and closed inside the wick. It rejected to the upside. If price didn't reject like this, maybe price just printed closed bearish. If price closed bearish here, then maybe when it leaves an FVG, will likely continue to the downside. But this time around, price closed bullish. You get, so meaning this low was effectively a candle range theory low, candle range low, and this high without a wick, which is a very strong draw in liquidity, is also a candle range high, the range high. So I was anticipating a sell here from this FVG, but I failed. It failed to deliver for reasons I now know. So price failed to deliver from this gap and then mitigated this 4 hour order block here, and then is delivering to the downside now. And as you can see, the current price action, already the 5 a.m. candle just closed, then 9 a.m. candle just closed. So this means the 13 a.m. candle opened, and it printed an order block that potentially by tomorrow, if price comes back to this key level or maybe prints an AVG here, will now effectively go down, continue to the downside. So the FVG I executed from on the 15 minutes price. This is the 15 minutes structure. This whole range is the FVG range. Price took this high, came down to this low. In as much as price made a change in state of delivery here, price did not close above this. Price did not confirm my market structure shift, and I executed a change in state of delivery. But I now know better. I'll have to wait always for a market structure shift to confirm my bias, even if it later loses. So assuming I did not execute this change in state of delivery now, I wouldn't take the loss I took today. And price took me out to come mitigate the 4-hour order block before now giving us a market structure shift on this low. And then this is the OB I was anticipating a sell from, but as you can tell, price used the most recent printed OB. I wanted to use this OB, but then I didn't know the reason why I kind of chose this one, but it's okay. Though price printed relative equal highs on this high and this particular high. Maybe we'll visit that later after price is coming from the weekly FVG, but for now I don't think we are getting back up here. So this is this for Euro USD. I got a miss entry on this one, a GBP USD. Now on Euro USD weekly. So you can see we have an FVG here. Note this candle came in with an open of 740 and the high of 740, meaning it has no wick. And then this candle effectively is an inside candle. The low is still intact and the high is still intact. It's not taking. This candle too, as you can see, is a range candle too. And then the previous week closed with a range. So this week price, okay, this is the weekly. Going down to the daily. Nothing much on the daily time frame. Just that Friday rejected to the downside with a bear candle instead of a bullish candle. So now going down to the 4-hour. As you can tell, this is that range low, this is the range low, this is the inside range candle up from the previous week, and then this is the range low of that candle. So just like GBP price opened down, took the range low of the previous week candle, and then also closed bullish. Price didn't close bearish after taking this low, meaning there is high probability that the price will come for this high that has no wick and possibly mitigate these upper order blocks and key levels. So price did exactly that, violating this FVG and then coming all the way to this single candle order block. This is an order block. Yes, price printed a confirmation to the upside by giving me a break of structure at this candle. A series of down close candle, then price broke above it, giving me a break of structure to the upside here. But then price did not follow through, given the fact that we are bearish today. I didn't get any confirmation to long the market from this point, so it's okay. Before price now give another break of structure to the downside in this level. So right now I'll be waiting for price to come back to this level, or maybe print an FVG, and then hopefully tomorrow we get opportunities to continue to the downside. So far today I only took a loss, but it's okay. GBP USD Tuesday 14th of July 2026. So Monday closed bearish, giving us another block here, and price is currently there at that level. So zooming down to the 4 hours. For the 4 hours, this is the OB I'm anticipating price to get back to. If you look well on the 4 hours, you get to see that price printed this low, and then just like yesterday, price came and took the low of this candle and closed bullish. Just like here now, price took the low and closed bullish. So we already know what is going to happen. Price is going to come for the high of the candle. So, and the high of this candle is the opening of this FVG, which comes in at 666. So we'll mark out the high too. Which comes in at 666. So potentially I'll be waiting for price to come to this and then give me a model to continue to the downside with. So this is the 4 hour, my 4 hour anticipation. Now going down to the 15 minutes, my time frame of entry. Okay. So what key levels do I have here? series of interlocking candle wicks. I'm not interested in this price action. I would love for price to be reacting off this FVG as a key level, which overlaps with the other block too, before I can take a sell. All I'll be waiting for is for price to come back to this, mitigate this lower time frame key level, give me a market session shift, and then I will enter when price returns to the other block. This is what I'll be waiting for. If price print did not get to this lower time frame key level, then I will not be executing this setup. So this is my view for now, and I'll wait for all of this to happen. I will wait for all of this to happen from 2 o'clock a.m. From 2 a.m. That's when I will be anticipating all of this move. So yeah, that is that for GBP USD. So Euro USD, just like GBP USD, price have already taken the range low of the weekly last week. The range high is still open, and we also still have the range low of the previous week. Remember, this too is a range, and the open here too is also a range. So maybe price to take this range low before reversing to the upside. So watching closely, this yesterday closed bearish, and price, which is today, is already moving to the upside. And a bear candle will first open, print a high, then print a low before closing. So hopefully price is printing a high if it's going to tap into a key level. We have a daily order block here, but of course I don't execute the daily, so I will have to zoom down to the, let me just mark it out, then zoom down to the forwards to see if I can get any levels in alignment to that zone. So daily level in alignment to that zone is this FVG here. So watching closely, you see that our price have already mitigated our 4-hour order block from yesterday, and is also currently reacting inside this FVG. This candle closed bearish, closing below the opening of this candle, meaning when price to get back to these levels, we are likely to continue to the downside because price is showing intention. And we also have SMT on these lows because GBP USD on this candle took this low, but Euro USD failed, so that is SMT on this particular level now. So now marking out our levels, we'll get to understand that we have, so it's been down to 15 minutes to see if I can get any necessary key levels to short from. Okay, I have one here already. There's another block here. Price delivered, price returning to the other block, taking this candles high to also print an impulsive move. If you watch closely, you get to understand that this FVG has already been mitigated too, but then the opening of the series of up close candle before the bearish move is another block, so I'll be marking this out as a key level. The plan is for price to during to key time trade all the way off to take this initial mitigation, tap into this key level, and then give me a market structure shift. If price presents a change in state of delivery, I won't be executing that because that already cost me yesterday. So a market structure shift on this level, when price returns to the range or the level, and I'll be looking to continue to the downside. This is the simple plan I have, and if this level fails to hold, then I'll start looking at other levels here, this FVG too, but this is the first level I'm anticipating price to continue to the downside from, and I would love all of this to happen within 2 o'clock a.m. So yes, this is my view on Euro USD, and then this is for GBP USD. So now I wait. Okay, GBP USD has already mitigated its own FVG now. GBP USD already mitigates. This high comes in at 669. This high comes in at 666. So this is more like a mitigation already. So hopefully we get some nice price action during key time. Mind you, there are high chances of price continuing to the downside from this level, or just this mitigation alone, without coming to our lower time frame key level, but it's okay. Whatever price does, I follow. Okay, so further price development on the pairs. GBP USD is yet to return to this high. I mean, to get my key level before during this delivery to the downside. But Euro USD did something. First of all, the 4 hour, I've removed the FVG here. Is valid, but I choose to execute from the other block, so I only left the other block intact. So watch that price came back to the initial mitigation of these levels, and then on the 15 minutes you get to see that this is that first mitigation, and then price gave a market structure shift here and tagged it, but then failed to deliver to the downside. So now price returned to the high of that level, and then is actually rejecting now. Yes, I do understand that I'm waiting for price to mitigate this lower time frame key level here, but if you look well, you also see that this also is a lower time frame key level, more like an FVG, and so price taking liquidity inside of this level and rejecting to the downside is also very much valid. So if price should print a market maker sell model, more like closing below the opening of this candle in this particular state, when price prints a high that is not pronounced like this, we use the opening of the candle as a single set of delivery. If price should close below it and then come back to the level, I'll be looking to execute some shorts to the downside. So this is the plan now, and of course price can still decide to mitigate this one, but I will be waiting for price. It's either my first scenario, or price can continue to this level and then reject to the downside, and then I'll wait and join the bear continuations. Whatever happens, I'll be waiting and then respond accordingly. Okay, so shortly after indicating what price is doing, price has already mitigated our initial lower time frame key level, so I will no longer be interested in this particular key level. I will now be chilling for price to reject to the downside, close below the opening of this candle, and then when it returns, I'll be looking to sell to the downside. So this is what I'm waiting for now. Price to lead, then I follow. Let me see what GBP USD is doing. Okay, so I think this is going to be an SMT at this level, at this high, since GBP USD is yet to sweep this. I'm not certain yet, but whatever price does, it does. So for now, I already have an alert at the lows of this candle, so I'm now waiting. Okay, so we are currently at London key time. It's 5 a.m. New York local time right now, and you can see price action did its thing. So this was that sell-off before price came into our key level, and as you can see, price came back to mitigate the key level, and also is reacting from this other block right here, but I didn't get any confirmation to the downside to long the market, so I was standing by. So this key level is no longer that important. The levels I will be we are still within the range of that 4 hour bear order block. So I'll be waiting for 7 o'clock a.m. New York local time, that is New York key time, and then to see what levels price will probably come up to, because looking at these, you get to understand that we have relative equal highs here. This high came exactly at the levels of this high, so these are relative equal highs, and minus that we have a key level here. We also have another block and other key levels right here. So whatever price decides to do, and then I will see when I come back during New York, I will see what price did and then return and respond accordingly. So moving over to Euro USD. Euro USD didn't print. What is this? Euro USD didn't print any confirmation to the downside from this key level. And like I mentioned earlier, I will now be waiting, since we are still in the range of the 4 hour key levels. I will not be waiting for price to maybe come to this key level and the rest of the key levels here to provide a market maker sell model for us to see if we can get any opportunity to the downside. So if you look at the 4-hour time frame, okay, so the 4-hour time frame, as you can see, we are closing like this, and price is currently reacting from this inversion fair value gap. So it's still the same levels. I will be deleting the 4-hour OB to potentially see the levels between this inversion fair value gap. And mind you, this inversion fair value gap right here that you are seeing now is also a balanced price range. How? Price printed a bullish FVG right here and closed with momentum below it, printing under FVG. So whenever price returns to this particular place, it's more like a balanced price range, and it's effectively good draw on liquidity. So if I can get a confirmation from the range of this Airtel,
and it's going. I foresee the thing is slow.
I swear.
Like, very slow.
If I can get a confirmation to the downside from this range, then I will be looking to short the market. So let me see what the levels looks like in the 15 minutes. Okay, so in the 15 minutes, this is what we have. First of all, let me move this to New York key time, 7 o'clock a.m. New York key time. If this is the initial mitigation of the level, if price within this level now, if price can get to this other FVG here, then I'll be looking to short. Oh, nothing much. Let me see what GBP USD has to offer. Okay, same. More network is very bad, like. Okay, GBP USD. You can see the excitement in my voice. Something interesting happened. Something very, very interesting. So on the weekly time frame, you get to see the price closing above the opening of this candle. Like I pointed out from my study, means that you get price is less likely to come down to this POI, the weekly FVG left behind. Not because it cannot. Remember, price can literally get to anywhere at any time. So, but because price closed above it and is in a bullish momentum, that is what allowed price to continue to the upside. And if you watch closely, you see that price is doing exactly that for the time being, maybe until this liquidity is swept. If price took this high and closed below this high now, it means that we have two scenarios. Price will come down to this FVG and continue to the upside, or price will come down to this FVG and violate it completely. But whichever case that happens, but the fact that price closed above the high of this candle means that we have strong bullish intention. So now going down to the 4-hour now, you can see what is happening. Price violated our order block without giving us any confirmation to short. Price also, this is no longer valid. So all eyes now is on this draw on liquidity up here. And then we have new levels. As you can see, the series of down close candle before the impulsive move. When you think about it, you get to understand that the opening of this candle is another block. And price is not just coming out from here, price is actually coming out from another 4-hour key level. So meaning if we zoom down to the 15 minutes now, we have price delivered yesterday to this key level. Meaning that if I was in this trade, I would have lost my position right now from that yesterday. So price came down to this key level, mitigated valid unmitigated zones and respecting its lows before now printing under confirmation. As you can see, price came down here, printed a low, closed above this high, came down, failing to go down this way again before delivering to the upside. So price is literally coming from another key level before expanding to the upside. So this said means that this is likely to sponsor price to the upside if price should happen to return to this level. I'm waiting for the 5 a.m. candle now to close so that the 9 a.m. candle can open. Then I'll see what price presents. Mind you, this impulsive move is due to CPI. We still have one more news that will happen by 3 o'clock Nigerian time. So fingers crossed for that. On Euclid USD now, okay, Let me first remove the position I was anticipating a sell during London, but let me remove the position now. Let me also remove this one. I didn't take this one too, is no longer valid. So on the 4 hours now, you get to understand that on the weekly, price took the range low of this and now went for the range high. So price opened, went lower to the high, and might possibly close above this. So now on the daily, what is happening? Initially, price was printing a bull price action, but after causing SNT like I indicated in the morning, price now shifted structure and now went for the range high of this candle. I can now make it not dotted to indicate that price have taken it. Now on the 4 hour, what am I anticipating? Since price has already taken, this is no longer valid by the way, and this is no longer valid. Since price has now taken this, and it's also coming from a point of interest too. You can see this 4 hour order block here. It means that we now have a new range, series of down close candle before the impulsive move. This is another block, and mind you, we also have a bullish inversion fair value gap. I think we also have this level on GBP USD. Okay, so if price should close and then present these levels to us, I will now be going down to the 15 minutes to see if there's any key level in line, but this is no longer valid, in line with that particular structure. So the 15 minutes now, if I can get a market maker buy model continuation, as you can see, price took a low here, printed on that block. So in line with this inversion fair value gap, we have an unmitigated zone here. We also have, this might print an FVG zones that are in line with the other block, this other block as well. So I'll wait for this candle to come, then see how price reacts, and then see if I can update anything from here. Okay, GBP USD, latest price development. Prices have mitigated our order block, and then it's heading for the FVG, but then I'll be chilling out because since this is an impulsive candle, price will like to retrace and rebalance before continuing. If there was no FVG, and price is likely to leave an FVG before this 9 o'clock candle closes. So going down to the 15 minutes for the order block now, I have no confirmation to long price yet, so but I'm still waiting. Probably tomorrow. I'm logging off the charts today. So this is Euro USD 4 hours. Price just mitigated this 4 hour order block, but then I made a mistake. I didn't know what I was thinking. Like, I went and longed way before price gave a confirmation. So I saw this retracement, and then price printed a high, a low. Price printed another high, and then took it from this low, and then gave a change of delivery here. This entry is valid, but then what I failed to account is it was not coming from any key level. It was not coming from this 4 hour order block. It was just reacting from the level, 15 minutes level printed left by news candle. You get? So this loss, it was after I took the loss that I now knew that yes, this setup was very much invalid because it was not coming from any 4 hour order block. If you look at it here, you see that price printed a high and then a low. Price now left under high and took a low before closing above the open of this candle. And then again, if I waited probably for price to give a market structure shift above this high, I wouldn't have taken this loss, but it's okay. I've already recorded that this one is a loss on my side. The only thing is the funds I deposited on my broker is very much down, and again price should do a very good retracement here, because if you watch well, you see that in respect to the range low of the previous week, price already taking the range high too. Yes, we still have this range up here, so hopefully tomorrow if price can balance well and then I get a confirmation to continue longing price. But for now, I'm chilling out until tomorrow. Like, my account is not looking so good. I have just one more trade to go if I'm going to blow or not to blow the account. So this is it. I have $1.67. I deposited $3.59 here, and then I've lost my first trade. $1.20. Second trade today, $1.80. This thought is not supposed to happen. I misread price. I don't know why, but it's okay too. So this is all I have to bet now. If this goes, I must start afresh. Okay, so today is Wednesday. Then GBP USD. This is what price eventually did after the impulsive move to the upside, creating another block here, and then price coming back to the inversion fair value gap here. There's also a tiny 4-hour fair value gap under it. And then price chose to continue from the inversion fair value gap. So this is the 1 o'clock AM candle open. So price left an FVG on this leg off for since price is coming from the bullish inversion for value gap and left a forward for value gap on this leg off. It will sound more like a continuation to the upside if price is to come back to this particular level. Even if price didn't come back to this particular level and then give a break of structure when the 1 AM candle opens and eventually the 5 AM candle opens, I will now see what price did and then respond in kind. So Euro USD, same thing. Price gave a balanced price range here and then it's continuing from the inversion fair value gap. If you watch well, you also see that price created a fair value gap here. So but price is continuing from the inversion fair value gap here. So nothing much on this one, unless this candle closes and then leaves an FVG, then I'll be interested in this. For now, my interest is in GBP USD because it has a PY that I can potentially long the market from. So going down to the 15 minutes, this is pre-London session analysis. So going down to the 15 minutes, this is that zone price continued from. Notice how price came into this single 2 candle order block that is fresh, that has a fair value gap, and then mitigated it, respecting the lows, therefore continuing to the upside. So what I'm anticipating now is, if you also watch well, you get to see that price is coming from an FVG, continued from another block here, left another other block here that price has now mitigated from with the low of this candle, and then it's moving impulsively to the upside. So more like price have already created this. Price have already left a sweep, a break of structure, which is also a market structure shift in this sense, and then left another block for price continuation to the upside here. But I will not be executing this because this thing is happening outside of London key time. We are very much likely that price will just come here, continue from this other block since it has already swept liquidity into a key level, into a lower time frame key level, and then continue to the upside. But I won't be executing because this is not coming from a higher time frame key level, as you must know. This low here is what made the opening of the LVG. This low here is what made the opening of the LVG. So I'd rather price come all the way down. Rather price come all the way down to mitigate this LVG, sweeping this low to reuse this other block, or coming all the way to this fresh unmitigated other block here that is coming from this other block, this fresh unmitigated other block, or coming down all the way to this unmitigated other block to now give me market structure shift, and then on the test of the levels, I'll now continue price to the upside. This is more of what I'll be anticipating. So I will now let price do its thing and then respond in kind. Okay, so GBP USD, this is what price is currently doing now. Price came back to the FVG like I was anticipating for a long continuation. So now going down to the 15 minutes, as you can see, price came down to the level I was anticipating. Price is currently at this level. The 1 AM candle just closed, and then the 5 AM candle opened right now. So this is the lower time frame key level I'm anticipating. So I cannot actually do anything now because we are currently out of key time. But if price can play around and then give me a market social shift within New York key time, I will now be waiting for price to retrace to the levels and then continue price to the upside. Or I still have levels that are very, very much unmitigated. Remember, this whole range is another block. It's not a must that this FVG must be the one to sponsor price. Price can still come down to this level. If you watch here, there is an unmitigated other block here that price can still come down to. More like rejecting this level to here, then market social shift, and then I wait to join the bull trend if price is going to do that. But whatever price does, I will be chilling out now until New York. So New York starts 7 a.m. New York local time, New York key time. So now Euro USD coming down to the key level. Remember, we have an FVG from here to here. So even if price retraces to take this low, it's still a valid trade for me to take price to the upside. So I'll be waiting for the 15-minute structure to agree. I would like to see this low being swept, this particular low now. I would like to see this low being swept. I'd like to see this low being swept, and then I'd like to see this low being swept, and then potentially price. This is still on in the FVG. So if that low is being swept, even if price is reacting from any of this level to print a market social shift, I will go willing. If price can also get down to this FVG here, it's also fine. Even if price can still get down to these levels here, from any point, as long as this low is swept, from any point price prints a market maker buy model, I'll be willing to follow price to the upside as long as that low is swept. If price prints this setup without the low being swept, then I'm not simply interested. This is what I'm looking out for. Okay, so this is GBP USD, and we are currently at New York key time, 7 a.m. New York local time. 7 a.m. New York local time. So this lower time frame key level failed to hold. So this is I'm no longer looking at these. And then if you watch closely, you get to see that we have. Okay, wait. Let me mark out these levels very well. This is the FVG I'm anticipating buys from. This is the Fair Value inversion Fair Value gap price is coming from, and then this is the other Fair Value gap at discount of the range. Remember, we have 130 news today, so I'm not in a rush to take any trades. I would love to be in this particular rejection that is happening here, given that it's coming from the entire range of this key level here that is very much unmitigated. You can see that price took liquidity here. Let me show you. Price took this low, and then price printed a market social shift here. But then left another block too for possible continuation to the upside, but I will not be executing these. I will not be executing the reason because this manipulation happened outside key time. I would have preferred this manipulation happen during London or a fresh manipulation during New York. So I won't be executing this because it's not in my plan. So what I will be anticipating now on GBP USD is something like this. More like for price to come down. If price is not going to continue from this level, then I'm anticipating price to come down to take this low and then print a fresh market social shift, and then I'll be willing to join the bull trend when price returns to any of the PD array in the range of the market social shift. So this is what I'll be anticipating. So I'll have my alert under this low for price to come down and sweep it. If price does not come down to this low, then I'm not executing any trades on this. Now Euro USD. Okay, this is Euro USD 4 hour. We are still acting within the range of this. This is far wide version of Valley Gap extends all the way to this point. So what am I looking at here? You can see price manipulated C30. C30 manipulation is very much valid. C30 manipulation, but this here is 615. I don't execute 615. So C30 manipulation on Euro USD. As you can see, price came down to take this low and is acting within the ranges of the close of this FVG, and then this interlocking weak versus body interlocking, blah blah blah. So we have an FVG below here. The FVG comes in at 101. I have to mark that out too because price can potentially retrace to this point. This FVG comes in at 101. So it's a lower time frame key level. So what am I anticipating price to do? Since this manipulation happened within key time, within 30 minutes before key time, it's valid. So if I can get a market social shift, I'm trying to, okay. If I can get a market social shift at this high, then I'll be willing for price to come down to the series of down close candles. So because this manipulation is valid, I will be watching out for something like this. Price will give me a market structure shift here, return to the series of down close candles before the closure to the upside, and then continue price to the upside. I'll be anticipating this, and also I'll be anticipating price to reject this level, tap into this lower time frame key level, thereby sweeping this low again, and then giving a market structure shift. And then when it returns here, I can be able to join the bull trend. Whichever of these scenarios that plays out is what I'm going to execute. So I also need to have an alert at this key level too. So this is more of what I'm looking out for. Okay. It's currently 1:30. We have news now, 8:30 a.m. news, 8:30 New York local time, which is also 1:30 Nigerian time. So GBP USD on the 15 minutes. As you can see, price failed to come down to these levels. We still have one more news today though. 3 o'clock p.m. news, Nigerian time. Okay, so as you can see, price continued. Price gave, remember this market structure shift. Price came to the other block and then it's pushing to the downside. I'm not interested in this. I just marked it out, so I'll be removing that now. So now Euro USD, I have a couple of levels here on Euro USD. This was that initial sweep I was anticipating. This one is no longer needed. As you can see, price came down to this lower time frame key level and is delivering from there. I already have, okay, so price taking liquidity inside of New York key time around 8 o'clock a.m. This candle is supposed to be the 8:30 a.m. news candle, but you can see it printed a low. I was watching it live. It printed a low before going to this upside. So if I should get a market structure shift here, I'm executing this other block. So let me just adjust my level as well. So this is what I'm anticipating. This is what I'm anticipating on Euro USD for 1:3 risk to reward. So we have a sweep here. So if price to confirm this market structure shift, then I'll be entering this buy position for 1:3 risk to reward. And then I might also extend this to this high, depending. But let's see how it goes. 1:3 risk to reward target. Okay, so price have confirmed my bull bias, my bull confirmation. I will not be chilling for price to come down to my other block and then continue to the upside. Price can also decide to deliver without mitigating, triggering me, and that's okay too. So now I will have GBP USD still delivering to the upside. We are 15 minutes to end the 5 a.m. candle, and then the 9 a.m. candle will open. This, I don't think price is going to come back to this zone. So now, if this candle to close bullish, this 5 a.m. candle to close bullish, then it will effectively give us another block here. It will print another block here. And so going down to the 15 minutes now, you get to understand that we have key level in line with the other block. What key level do I have in line with this other block now? This is no longer necessary. What key levels do I have in line with this other block? If price should confirm this other block, then it means I'll be having this key level. Notice how there's an FVG here, and price mitigated this FVG. Price took liquidity here and gave us another block, a key level, lower time frame key level here. What I'll be anticipating is for price to close and provide this other block, and then price to present a market maker buy model from this key level, and then I will join the long continuation. Remember, I didn't execute this particular model because this manipulation happened outside of key time. So if price can present this kind of thing for me, then I'll be willing to long price from this point, fully taking it all the way up to this drawn liquidity up here. I just hope that Euro USD will trigger me in. But whatever price does, let's see how it goes. Okay, so GBP USD now, it's the 9 a.m. candle has already opened, and then we price printed this other block. So I'll be anticipating price to print a market maker buy model from this end, just like I'm anticipating before. Price should mitigate this zone, give me a consensus shift, and then when price retraces to the range of the zone, I will now look to continue the long move. This is my anticipation. If price does not do this, then I'm not interested. But this is a good run. This is almost like more like this is 1:2 already. I always target recently 1:3, because I found out that price, whenever I go from my 1:2, price will always reach 1:3 point something before it reverses on maybe 70% of the time. Wow, this is solid. So, but I'm still anticipating my buy position to be mitigated on Euro USD. Hopefully, we get triggered in. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So this now I'll be setting an alert on this particular level, 94. I'll just leave it at 95. Joe. Okay, so I'm out of my trading time, so these alerts are no longer relevant. You all can see what GBP USD did. We still have our other block. Price took the liquidities I'm looking out for on the weekly, so I'll have to reanalyze and then see what's up. So, but for the meantime, this is GBP USD 4-hour impulsive move to the upside. You can tell price did not return to the other block. Check on the other block here, other block. Price did not return to the other block for any possible continuation. This is the other block, so this key level, I'm no longer interested in it until tomorrow, whatever price prints tomorrow. So now this is Euro USD. I got a missed entry on this one as well. So on the 15 minutes, you get to see that my entry was missed. Price didn't return back to the level I was anticipating, so this is no longer valid for me. But price printed another block. As you can tell, price is coming from a key level and closed above the bearish candle with an impulsive move. So this is another block at the level 370. plus 4 will be this another blog. So I will be chilling until tomorrow to see how price does to these levels, then know what I can figure out from there. Okay, today is Thursday and this is GBP USD. Starting from the weekly, we've already cleared the highs I was anticipating. So we've already cleared the highs I'm anticipating. So this is the 4-hour. This is the current price action. Very solid bull trend. So all I'm anticipating now is price left an AVG and also under AVG at this low, and then the other block. So I'll be anticipating price to, if I'm to buy, I'm waiting for price to come down and take this low, and then probably give a fresh market maker buy model before I can join the buy trend. If that does not happen, note that price can actually take this high and then close below it. If price should close below it, then I'll be waiting for price to return to the levels and then join the move to the downside on the 15 minutes. So price can do this and price can also come down here and do this. So whatever price does, I'll be waiting. Euro USD, same scenario. If I'm to buy, I'll wait for price to take this low. That is, price to come down, visit this low, and then bring the market maker buy model to the upside. And likewise, we are reacting from, if you go to the weekly, you understand that we've taken the range high of this and range high of this, and price took it inside a weekly key level. So, and then we also have the range low here. So you see that price can equally come up here, take this high, give us a break or to the downside, and that's when that happens. I'll wait for a retest of the level and then go down to 15 minutes to see if I can join the bear trend. Whatever happens. So I'll be waiting for price to take this low. If I'm to buy, I'm waiting for price to take this low. It is more like come down, take this low, market structure shift, wait for a retest, and then continue to the upside. Same thing with GBP USD. If I'm to buy, I'm waiting for price to come down, take this low, market structure shift, retest of the level, and then continue to the upside. So this is what I'm looking out for. All of this will be within London key time or New York key time. Okay, it's 5 a.m. New York time, which is also more like the 5 a.m. candle just opened. Effectively, we are outside of London key time. So GBP USD price came to take the low I was anticipating in the morning. So price took this low by 4:45 a.m. New York local time. There is nothing I can do at this particular point. So all I'll be anticipating, maybe if this sweep happened to retain London, and then I'll be waiting for a market structure shift on New York. Then when price returns to the range of the sweep, I'll now look to continue the bull move. But if the sweep happens outside of key time and market structure shift within New York, then I'm doing nothing. So now I'm still chilling. There's nothing I'm going to do now. I will be waiting for price to show its hand. So this is for GBP USD. Then Euro USD, price is yet to take the low. Maybe the price will do that during New York, but whatever happens, I will be waiting for further price action before I will now engage. Okay, so GBP USD 4 hours. We are currently at New York key time, 7 a.m. New York local time. So you can see price is reacting off from a lower time frame key level. So I'll be anticipating price to more like, since if this is a sweep by 7 a.m., I'll be anticipating price to close above the high of this candle for a market structure shift. Then when it returns, I will execute the other block for a buy continuation to the upside. This is what I'm looking out for. It's not a must that price is going to present this from this level. Price can decide to move lower and then present the model, but I'll be waiting for confirmation if I'm going to long. Now Euro USD. Okay, Euro USD also took its own low inside the bullish fair value gap. So on the 15 minutes now, I have a couple of structures here. As you can tell, price is already reacting from a lower time frame key level to see if I can get a continuation to the upside. You can tell price took liquidity here. This low, the first mitigation, price came down and took it. So if I can get from here a close above these highs for a market structure shift, then when price returns to the series of down close candle for another block, I will execute and potentially wait for price to continue to the upside. Mind you, price can still from here now clear this low and then close above the high for a market structure shift, and then I'll wait to execute the other block again for a continuation to the upside. So whichever of these scenarios that forms, I'll be anticipating a move to the upside. But if I don't get that, then I'll be chilling out and anticipating further price action, because you can tell the 9 a.m. the 5 a.m. candle is going to close in like 2 hours, and then the 9 a.m. candle can open. So if price doesn't print this before 9 a.m. New York local time, I'll also be waiting to see what price does. Okay, so I've already gotten the confirmation on Euro USD. I'm now waiting for a retracement into the zone so I can now buy. This is for GBP USD. GBP USD also acting very nice. I'm waiting for market structure shift at this end. If price can confirm this market structure shift, then I'll be waiting for price to retrace into the zone and then potentially give me structures to the upside. So this is all I'll be waiting for now. Okay, so GBP USD development. Price didn't confirm this market structure shift. Price can still later confirm it, but I'm no longer interested today. Just lost my account on by Euro USD. Just look at price coming in, taking liquidity, giving me a solid market structure shift, and then still failed to execute. What nonsense. Come on, I'm gonna do again, I beg. Don't cost me, and I'm very, very sure that this thing now will from here start reversing to the upside, because GBP USD is not responding at all, but it's okay. It's okay. Okay, so we are currently outside key time, and GBP USD ended up selling off for the day. This level is still valid probably until tomorrow, so I'll still be looking out for long continuations. And as you know, I got taken out on this level. Price gave a market structure shift here by 9:30, closing above here, and then melted through, providing a loss on this valid setup. Same thing with Euro USD. Yes, I was very, very pissed because price was kind of violating my setup that followed all my rule after giving me missed entries yesterday. It was very, very annoying, but what can I do? From price leads and then I follow. But price is currently at a P level right here, so I don't have any. I'm bullish, but I'm not anticipating anything until tomorrow, until I see what price does tomorrow, and then know how best to navigate price action. So now, those two losses today kind of cost me. This was the entry I I had on GBP USD, and then this was the entry I had on Euro USD. I first deposited. This is Headway Naira account, by the way. I first deposited 2k, and then Euro USD was the first to give me a loss. I was in top position just so I can maximize the balance. That 2k is about $1.3, so with 8 pips in both entries, that's SR in both entries. That was the reason why it's like this. So when this took me out, I was very pissed. I now had to fund again the mistake I made. In as much as I followed my rule, but I was kind of emotional at this point. So the two funds I funded today was kind of, both of them hit SL on 2 of the setups. I finally had this final fund after taking a while out of the market. But this one is just so I can have a betting opportunity tomorrow. If this goes, then I'm left with nothing. I have nothing to fund with again, unless maybe I manage to find another fund to fund with. So hopefully this goes according to my plan tomorrow. Whatever happens tomorrow, then it happens. But I'm very, very, as you can see, the total deposit is 6k today. I'm very annoyed today because price gave me more like 2 solid missed entries yesterday that I would have been a plus 6% return, given the fact that on my Bybit account, remember I had this, I kind of funded $3 on this account, and then I took my first valid loss. This particular loss now was impulsive, and then this one I didn't read price action well before engaging. This loss was not coming from a key level, so the 2 last losses I took were not according to plan, and that cost me. You can see I have a balance of $1.67, but it's too low to execute anything. Let me show you. It's too low to execute anything. See, it's not even responding. It's too low to execute anything. And like this now, this thing is useless because I cannot move it out of Bybit. It's too small to move. So until I have enough money to fund this account again, I'll be chilling with this particular one for now. Well, let's see how it goes. Okay, so GBP USD. This is daily time frame. You can tell price was coming from this key level on Wednesday after the big impulse price did. So price was coming from this key level. Now, yesterday being Thursday, price printed an inside candle and then left an FVG. So you already know if price to retrace into this FVG, we have potentials of continuing to the upside, and price did that. So price is already on the price have already taken the low of that FV of the previous day candles. So on the 4 hour now, you can tell that price has already mitigated it right here with this candle. So all I'll be waiting for now is more like confirmation on the 15 minutes to continue to the upside. But you can tell price can still, this 1 o'clock candle can still close above this series of down close candle, and then when that happens, I'll be waiting for price to return to the other block and then continue to the upside. This is simply what I'll be waiting for. Or price can still come down to take these lows and then give me a 15 minutes market maker buy model to continue to the upside. So whatever price does, I'll be anticipating within key time. So this means on the 15 minutes, I'll be waiting for price to do this. You already know the drill. Take this low, come up, market social shift, enter the OB, and then continuation to the upside. Now GBP, Euro USD daily. Daily is same thing with GBP. Price was reacting off a weekly FVG, and then printed an inside candle yesterday, which is the previous day, and price is yet to take the low or the high. Mind you that this low price has already caused SMT on these lows. There's SMT on this low and this low via GBP USD. You can tell price has already printed SMT here. So it depends on what price wants to do. meaning price can continue to the upside by creating a 4-hour order block, and then when price returns to this level, I'll be going down to 15 minutes for confirmation to the upside, or price can still come down and take this low and then give me 15 minutes market maker buy model to continue to the upside here. So whatever price does, I'll be waiting for price to mature and then act accordingly. Okay, so price just printed the confirmation. Price closed above the bearish candle after an impulsive move. So this is another block. I've already placed a limit on this level and I'm waiting for price to come down and mitigate it. So for extra confluence, you can see this other block is also in line with the 15 minutes other block. Series of down close candle, price closed above it and then printed another block here. So I'll be patient on this one. In as much as executing this on 15 minutes alone, this is not my model because I would have preferred this entire sweep and the model to be within key time. But given prices coming from the daily key level, so the 1 hour time frame is the best suited as its time frame alignment. Furthermore, price can decide not to come down to that level and then give a break of structure to the series of this down close candle. And if this 1 o'clock candle should close with a break of structure here, then I'll be waiting for New York for price to trace into this zone, give a market maker buy model to the upside and then join in. So whatever price does, I'll be anticipating. I'll come back when the 1 o'clock candle closes, that is by 5 a.m. New York local time. So looking at EU failed to take the previous day's low. EU failed to take the previous day's low and then closed above this bearish candle before the last bearish candle, and then price closed above this another block. But I won't be executing this because it didn't take liquidity into any key level aside from this 4-hour order block, which is also very much valid. So GBP USD, this is what I have until further notice. Okay, I forgot to mention that I'll be planning to swing this, given that price it's more like in a range. So, but when price gets to my standard 3-hour target, I will have to break even. I will have to take my SL to my entry, and then see if price can run to the previous day highs since it have already taken the previous day's lows. And if price should also return to entry and take me out, it's also fair. I will be paying, but it's fair. So this is it, and then this is how it is on my MT5 on the Headway Naira account, 2K deposit from yesterday. So this is potentially how it is. I'll be taking profit at 1:3 around this region. So whatever price does, I will now see. Real life matters. So my GBP USD position just lost. As you can see, I just lost that position. And then this is it. This is what my balance looks like now. I have total. I don't think I can execute GBP USD again on this balance. But because of the credit buffer they gave me, I still have 1,300, which I'm not certain is going to even be able to open a position. And the funny thing is, I cannot withdraw this money again because it's not up to me. It's not up to withdrawable amount. So, that to find a way to deposit again, but that said, mistake I made on this one, I actually knew, but I was kind of trying. I don't execute daily, especially the 1 hour. I don't execute daily and 1 hour. I do weekly 4 hour and 15 minutes, especially the 4-hour structure. So normally, if I followed the plan, I would have waited for a sweep within key time. You get to understand that this sweep now happened outside of key time. It happened midnight, but the market shift happened within key time. So if I was to follow the model I used on the 15 minutes, I would have waited for a sweep within key time, a market shift the same key time, and then I'll wait to buy from the zone But man, this is what it is. Oh. I've lost this particular one. If I first remove this 1 hour this thing said, make I know what they do me. So this is EURUSD. I didn't execute on this one because it didn't take any liquidity. That said, I don't think I have need for this again. On the why I trade though, I don't know why I just they carry things will be saying no, they my strategy they put for these things like this. I don't to lose for this thing I beg. Okay, so now this is no longer valid. Yes, price is writing from a daily zone. But then if you look again, you see that we have a 4-hour zone here that price is reacting inside of. And the funny thing here, funny thing is, if I have waited for my normal 15 minutes execution, because normally I don't execute the 1 hour, I only execute the 15 minutes. If I have waited for my normal 15 minutes execution, I wouldn't have taken this loss. But it's okay. It's all part of things I'm going to journal and also part of the experience. Nothing going to make I execute. I normally, like, because of this particular thing now, I don't trust 1 hour market structure shift at all. Like, I even prefer the 15 minutes market structure shift to a 1 hour market structure shift because I don't know. But maybe time to lament, it's alright. So what I'll be doing now is waiting for New York. If I get a confirmation to the upside, then I will have to execute, and hopefully my balance on MT5, the remaining money, will be able to open a position if at all. Okay, so GBP USD. We are currently out of London key time. The 5 o'clock AM New York local time candle has already opened. So, and as you can tell, on the 15 minutes, price did not print any valid setup for me to long this market. But guess what? I longed on the 1 hour, and I don't even execute the 1 hour to start with. I just happened to add the daily and then the 1 hour key time. What it make a lament self? I took a loss that should have easily been avoided, but it's okay. On Euro USD, something I have no confirmation to long this market this morning, and then going to the 4 hour. Yeah, you can tell I've changed my chart color again. What else is be messing with your mind there? This is what I have on the 4 hour. So what is my anticipation now? My anticipation now is for price to come. If I'm to long this market, this time let me just apply discipline. Price has to come to this low. Price has to take this low and then print a market maker buy model for me. Else I'm not executing. Or price to close above the opening of this bear candle to be another block when the 5 a.m. candle closes and 9 a.m. candle opens, and then I will look to see if I can get any continuation to the upside. On GBP USD, this one is fairly simple because see, normally if price takes you out, your mind will come clear. So this particular one now, I'll be waiting on the 15 minutes during key time, 7 o'clock a.m. New York local time. I'll be waiting for price to print a confirmation, print a low during 7 a.m. key time, give me a market structure shift, and then when price returns to the level, and then I'll have to take price to the upside. This is what I'll be anticipating. If this does not happen, then I'll be staying out. But all of this thing that I'm saying now is if my remaining balance can even be able to open any position for me, because the balance is very, very low. This is what I have left, and you can tell I've already deposited 6,000 naira already. And this 6,000 naira that you're seeing like this, you already mind the money no day. I first deposited 2K. You already know the story, but no shaking. So whatever price does during New York, I have to respond in kind. Sometimes if things no clear, you guys just chill out. Okay, it's me again. As you can tell, I don't rush go change my team. Like, I know where they do me first. Well, so GBP USD, we are currently at New York key time, 7 o'clock a.m. New York local time. This is GBP USD current structure. Price just went, is currently trading below the FVG, that range, that entire range. I don't know, maybe this thing is a CRT. There's a higher price took this high. Maybe this high is a target, but let's see what 15 minutes is saying. Look on the 15 minutes now. Okay, very nice. Where is price reacting from? Oh, price is reacting from the lower time frame key level that is coming from another lower time frame key level, another block that's come from an FVG. So this is where price is reacting from. What this means for me is, and price mitigated it 6:45, 15 minutes before New York key time. This is very much valid. If price can decide to do one more sweep at it, and then if price closes above this to give me a market social shift, or we're entering on the retracement, then to continue price to the upside. Waiting. For bike. Jesus. Guy. I swear. No, I heard the sound though, but I was recording something. So having this as a probability, as a possibility, price can still decide to, come all the way down to this FVG before giving a confirmation to the upside. So any of these scenarios that happens is what I will be looking out for. Euro USD now, price is still trading within the range of the other block. This is another block. So on the 15 minutes, price is currently at a lower time frame key level that is coming from an FVG, another block that is coming from an FVG. Price can still decide to sweep this entire low to reuse this FVG before going to the upside if we are going to continue bullish. So what I will be anticipating here is, see if this happens to be a sweep within key time, then if price manages to close above this kind of setup, when it forms like this with no significant high like this one now has, it is very, very much ideal to enter on the change state of delivery. So when price returns like this, I'll be looking to continue price to the upside. So these are the things I'll be looking out for on Euro USD and GBP USD. And yes, I also made another deposit because I was kind of very, very much scared that the 700 naira I had remaining might not be able to open any position, and then so I had to source fund. This thing easy, but which I want to do, I managed to get hold of another 2K. So this time around, I believe that I've learned quite a few from the mistakes I've done so far. I was impulsive. I was executing outside my plan. I was even having FOMO, fear of missing out. Like, it's very, very much crazy. But it's okay. So I have another capital now. Something you have to realize it's easier to find another setup, bro, than to find another capital. I know what I did to find this capital now. You see, if I was executing my plan on this setup now, on this one right here, I would have still had a deposit from yesterday. And the mistake I kind of know that I'm making now is not chilling out for this week now to finish before I engage the market again with a fresh mind next week. But regardless, let's see how it goes. So this is what I'm working with now. I also got a bonus. I toggled the bonus button. That is the reason why it's showing 2007, but initially it's supposed to be just 2000. So that is it for now. Okay, so my week trades recap, what I did wrong, what I did right, everything in between. So this is the 4-hour. This box here represents from Monday to Friday. Same thing on EU. This box here represents from Monday to Friday. So I execute on the 15 minutes. So let me just quickly go down there. On Monday, I got a missed entry. I don't know, but realized now Monday I got a missed entry here. I was planning on executing from this point, this other block here, but as you can see, price mitigated this one and then started selling off from that point. And funny thing, it didn't even reach target because recently I started targeting 1:3 after studying and finding out that price over delivers my normal 1:2. So meaning if I was risking 1:2, if I was aiming for 1:2 from this level, I would have gotten that before price reverses. But it's okay. So this one now, this execution is kind of flawed in as much as I didn't take it, because if you look, this high and this high are relatively all highs. The high is coming at 1.34026. Same thing with this one, 1.34026. So this setup was already invalidated. I don't execute when I know that okay, this is probably liquidity. The liquidity in the form of relative E4 highs on this point. So meaning this was flawed. That is it. I didn't take it, but it was flawed. So that one was for that one. So GBP/USD didn't actually give me much. In as much as it was reacting from the key levels I was aiming for, but it was really outside my trading time, so I didn't execute. Even this particular one, I was limiting on this particular one because I was waiting for this price came, mitigate, and you see the run. This was a valid entry, just that it happened outside of key time, and see how far price went. But it's okay. So this, and then price gave me a valid loss here. This loss is according to my plan. That is one loss for the week on GBP, and then this is the second setup I am at on GBP too. So on GBP, I only took one loss valid. I'm still on this setup, this particular longs now. I'm still on this longs, but after studying this particular setup, now you see how price printed relative equal highs here. This is the same way price has already printed relative equal lows here. See this low, and this low. Let me show you well. This low now, this thing there. This low, bear candle and the bull candle comes in relative. It's not even, it's equal lows, and you already know what price does to equal lows. Price can decide to come all the way down, because I'm holding this thing over the weekend, to come and mitigate me here. I will explain the reason why I'm holding this thing over the weekend. Mind you, I didn't see this when I was executing. I just saw the price I've given you my market structure shift, and then I entered from this candle. So my week in a nutshell on GBP/USD, I will say that I got only one valid entry, and that just one valid entry is this one. This, in as much as I'm in this setup, but it's not valid. So I'm at the mercy of price when market opens next week, but it's okay. It's still very much okay. So the reason why, okay, I will come to that. On EUR/USD now, mind you, I got a lot of missed entries on this one as well. EUR/USD gave me a valid missed entry here. After waiting weeks, after waiting days for it to print this setup, price didn't come back to the other block before rallying to the upside. It's also okay. During the week, my emotions was everywhere. It was not okay. Just that now that I'm studying the losses, it's okay. So price was reacting from key levels, but the only valid loss I took on euro was these two. This, a valid loss, and also this, another valid loss. This, another valid loss. So meaning in total, I only took 3 valid losses this week. As in this past trading week that I'm reviewing now, this week that I'm talking about now, I only took 3 valid losses. 2 losses on EU, and then 1 loss on GU. I cannot go ahead to delete this. 1 loss on GU, and then 2 losses on EU. And then if I have studied well, I should have understood that on EU, this should have been the only loss I would have taken. Why? Note how they say that when price moves impulsively to the upside, there is high chances of its retracing to probably equilibrium or discount before continuing its move to the upside. Very good. Price did not just move impulsively to the upside. Price moved impulsively to the upside and mitigated a weekly key level. This is a weekly FVG. This thing is a weekly FVG. Inside the range, you see, this candle don't have a high. Strong magnet on liquidity. Price took not only this high, but also the high of the previous week's candle and also the high of this FVG. You get? So for the fact that price have traded into such a key level, it's more anticipated for price to give some deep retracements before continuing to the upside. Meaning that since price tapped into that key level here, I should have chilled, knowing that these key levels that are following immediately, and not as is valid key level, but given where price is coming from, it's low probability to execute from these key levels. You understand? So this is the lessons I've learned. So if I had that knowledge then, that when price mitigates, runs to the upside, runs to a particular direction with impulse, and mitigates a valid high probability key level, it's well to wait for price to rebalance before seeking the new phase of price direction. But you would ask me, why didn't I sell when price was reacting up this key level? The way I trade, I would like to see a break of structure to the new direction. So given that price was impulsive like this, I would have loved to see something like price going low like it did here, and then coming to take this high. And then when price does it and then gives me another block, because I always take the forward direction, and after that I look at the weekly and daily for bias. And then if price should have printed this market structure shift on the 4 hours, I will not be willing to wait for price to return to the other block or FVG, and then go to the 15 minutes to continue price to the downside. So given how I trade, that is the reason why I was not looking for shorts. And as you can see, price didn't do as I was anticipating, and that was the reason why I kept on longing from these zones. I also kept on longing from these zones, and as you can see, those longs were valid given based on my system, but price was not willing to heed to them. But it's okay, I've learned something on this one. And then GBP USD, price was also very, very much impulsive to the upside. Price was not giving me buy confirmations from this zone, valid buy confirmations from this zone aside from this particular one. And if you notice, I took a buy earlier yesterday, Friday morning, from this zone. And mind you, that buy was not from my that buy was not from my plan. My emotions were just everywhere. Like I took a buy from this zone, and it went straight to stop loss. It was a sniper entry to stop loss. So meaning I took 4 losses on GBP USD. 4 losses here, yeah, one here. 2 losses on GBP USD, and then 2 losses on EU. But the only valid losses I would have taken this week was just 3 losses. So meaning 1 loss was out of my system. You get? But it's okay. So why was my emotions everywhere? Now let's go to the MT5 execution. So you see, this was the first longs I took on GBP USD and it failed. Don't mind the multiple positions. This we are just because I deposited 2k naira. More funds no they are the plan. I know they start from scratch because I'm starting from experience, but this was the little I can deposit at the time. So I deposited, and then I wanted to maximize the 2k to make sure I'm trading the entire fund. That's the reason why I entered multiple positions at it, and then it failed. It was the first loss. Then you can see the second one here. This one was entirely against my system, and I executed, and then I learned the hard way again. So I will come back to this particular one for now. But for now, let's go to Euro USD. You can see Euro USD. This was the first entry too. Mind you, this entry too, the multiple positions was because I was maximizing the funds. I deposited again, and then here I deposited again. So meaning that for each of these sources you see here, I redeposited. So it was 2k here, 2k here. I'm taking 2k naira, 2k here, 2k here again. So meaning I deposited total of 8k history. I deposited the total of, as you can see, 8k, and the bonuses that came with the deposit was 1,200, and the profit was 6,003. And then I was depositing based on impulse. I deposited this, took a loss, deposited again, took another loss, deposited again here, took another loss, and then deposited this final one, and I still took a loss. Just that, given the way I was risking it, I still had at least some balance here. I still had 1,600 buffer on my balance that I might be able to continue trading with, and that is the reason why I was able to enter this setup. And given what I know now, I shouldn't be able to enter this setup, and I cannot even be able to close it because market is currently closed. You get. The reason why should not have entered this setup is because of what I've explained here, given that price has already violated these particular longs, printing a relative equal low here. Even if this runs to TP, even if this letter runs to TP, is not valid given to my system. You understand? So meaning the only trades, if I had followed my rules, the only trade I would have taken this entire week was one trade and would have lost. But it's okay. We'll get again next week now. So that is it for me. This is my entire and mind you, these funds that you see now that I'm depositing, I know how I got it though. Easy. I know get 2k to the fund up and down, but you go see as I the fund and now you go think say the money no day. But no shaking sha. Let's see how this plays out. And then now next week I will keep, if this loses, I'll just keep calm, study throughout of next week, because I have a work system that works. I know. But I want to understand something. I want to be able to know where exactly the liquidity is. I want to be able to, that's what I'm studying now. I want to be able to know where exactly liquidity is, so that since I now have a system that works, I've been given, if I'm able to know where liquidity rests, I can be able to position myself and maybe restructure the way I use the price structure. You get? Because it's obvious that liquidity was not resting above this high, going from the 4 hour. But because price did not give me a break of structure to the downside, I was not able to continue the short, and price sold all the way down. I still don't know where the liquidity is, but slow and steady now. We'll still learn and they go. So that is it for this week. Next week, I will not be doing any analysis this weekend. Make I just calm down and do a few studies, but I won't be analyzing until Monday, because I want to be able to let this particular setup that I'm into now, I want to be able to let it run, and then whatever the result is, I will now keep calm, we strategize, and then analyze for the week. So that is it.